There are a lot of Sonic plushes, which is a given with a franchise this big, and if you're a collector, of course you've heard some of the more common names, like Tomy, GE, Sega Prize, and of course Segasonic the Hedgehog. But well, there's a lot of plushes people don't know about, only experienced collectors like me know. Okay, sorry. There's been a surprising amount of companies that have made Sonic plushes, that barely anyone really talks about, with a huge majority of these coming from foreign countries, such as Brazil's Tech Toy Sonic plush. However, there's a plush set out there that uses the name we all know, Segasonic the Hedgehog. Of course this brand was a Japanese only exclusive, right? Well, what if I were to tell you there's one other place that made plushes under the same name? Let me introduce you to the Taiwan Segasonic the Hedgehog plush set. There's really only a little bit of information about this set. For one, the set consists of 6 plushes, a small Sonic, a medium Sonic, a large Sonic, another large Sonic, a large Sonic talking variant, and then a Tails. Other than that, there's no release date for the set. As a whole, this set is very obscure. As well, the set was heavily bootlegged, so with a set this obscure and having a bootleg history, it of course makes for an interesting set to talk about. And since there's literally only one video of someone else talking about the set, I'll go ahead and step up and review the whole set. Since I don't have the plushes myself, I'll be using pictures I found online. So with that being said, welcome to the Segasonic the Hedgehog Taiwan plush set review. The first plush or plushes we'll look at is the small Sonic and the medium Sonic. Now if these plushes look familiar, they should. These plushes are clearly inspired by the Dakin Sonic plush, which released back in 1993, and since these almost look the same, I'll just review the Dakin Sonic plush. Right away you can tell, this plush looks a bit strange. The plush's face is a bit smushed. The facial expression is fine, although it just looks like he ate a lemon. The nose is a little ball stitched in the muzzle, and the eyes are plastic ovals glued to the plush. And the ears are nicely cut and look great, but the side angle on this guy's head is something to say the least. This plush's quills are very special, since it's one of the few to have the many rows of spikes, with this plush having 3 rows of thin cut pieces of fabric, along with the back spikes and tail. This plush is very chunky, but it does look charming. The hands are stitched really well and look really good. Lastly, the shoes look honestly amazing. They pop out really well. As a whole, this plush is good. There's definitely some parts that, well, aren't great, but it's still a decent plush, especially for being 32 years old. Well, we got the first 2 plushes out of the way, technically. Let's move on to the next. The next plush will be the large Sonic, and sorry about that. This plush is just funny looking, and it's of course the shoes. What are you talking about? No, but seriously, the chin on the Sonic is way out of proportion. But despite the obvious flaws, the rest of the plush doesn't look that bad. The plush is made of a very soft fuzzy material, which makes the colors pop out more and look nicer. The facial expression, although goofy, is a bit special, since this is the only instance of a Sonic plush having double eye shines, at least as far as I'm aware. The ears are cut nicely, and for the quills, I'm not sure what they look like, since there's no other pictures to show this part of the plush. It's pretty sad, but I can assume they look good. The torso is a perfect circle, which looks very accurate. The arms and legs length is great. The hands are stitched really well actually, and the shoes, similar to the last plush, look amazing. Although I didn't mention this in the last plush, I do want to talk about it here. This plush's tag, that is. It's pretty interesting. It's black with a ton of different artwork. It's kind of a mix match. There's art from Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic CD. It's weird. And of course there's the amazing Segasonic the Hedgehog logo. The tag is good though. As a whole, despite the huge chin, the Sonic is pretty good on its own. And for the next plushes, there'll be a revision of this plush, so let's take a look at those. The plush, or plushes again, is the revised Sonic, along with a talking variant. This is in my opinion the best plush in the whole set, for being unique and just the most accurate Sonic plush in the set. And thankfully this plush is pretty well known. What I mean is there's actual eBay listings of this plush, so we have a greater look on this plush than the others. The facial expression is very charming. His muzzle is shaped well and the nose is stuffed well. The mouth is embroidered and it looks great. The eyes are shaped a little weird, but they still look good. The ears are nice and are cut well, although it's pretty rounded, which looks nice. The plush also looks very soft. It makes the colors more vibrant. The quills remind me a lot of the 1992 Tomy Sonic. They're stuffed and sized well, along with the back spikes and tail. The gloves are stitched well, but the cuffs look a little loose, resulting in the cuff going up with the arm. Lastly, the shoes are pretty huge, but they of course look amazing. This Sonic plush is the only one in the set to have a buckle. I take that back, I wasn't paying attention. There's another version of this plush. Aside from being a little wider, the main difference is that this plush can talk. I don't know what he says, but actually it's a pretty good question. Classic Sonic didn't really talk, so what did he say? Was it Sonic's voice from the cartoons? What language was it? Or was it the Sega you use on the plushes like the Treasures Inc. Sonic? Who knows? Lastly, this plush has a different tag. It's much more simpler, with a yellow Sonic silhouette in the middle, and a black/gray background, with a logo on the bottom. I think I prefer the last tag, but this is still pretty nice. Overall, this plush is really great, and if you ever come across him, don't buy it because it's mine. No, but seriously, if you ever come across this guy, get him, it's a great plush. Well, with that said, let's look at the last plush in this weird plush set. The last plush in the set is the only other plush to not be Sonic, Tails the Fox, and it looks amazing. Fun fact, the person who owns this plush commented on one of my videos, so that's cool. Tails' facial expression is very accurate, the mouth is embroidered well, and the nose is plastic which looks good. Aside from the muzzle is shaped and stuffed well. The muzzle is shaped well, but it does look flat from the side. The ears are a little small, but they're stuffed well and still look decent. It looks like he has 2 rows of bangs, which is a little weird, but I guess it makes this plush unique. The body compared to the head is huge. Yeah, the head on this plush is pretty small compared to the rest of the plush. The shoes are yet again huge, but they do look nice. But the socks and cuffs do look to be loose, so they move up. The tails are pretty simple. Both the furs are separated by embroidery, but other than that it's very simple. But overall this plush does look nice, and compared to other plushes in the same era, it does stick out and is unique. Overall I recommend. But with that being said, that will do it for the Segasonic Taiwan plush set review. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, it's free and helps a lot. And with that, join our Discord, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.